Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for September 14th. We're almost at the dead middle of September already. My goodness, where does the time go? Well, September 14th is the 257th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 258th in leap years, with 108 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is locum tenens. Locum tenens comes to us from Latin, and it means a temporary deputy or stand-in, literally one holding a place. This term is most often used in reference to clergymen or physicians. For example, a locum tenens physician is a physician who works in the place of a regular physician when that physician is absent, or when a hospital or practice is short-staffed. The term locum tenens would even actually apply to a substitute teacher, but we call them substitute teachers instead. And with that, we're going to start in the year 81 AD, when Domitian became the emperor of the Roman Empire upon the death of his brother Titus. On September 14th, 1682, the Bishop Gore School was founded in Wales. It still exists too. Established as a grammar school, an all-boys school until 1970, when it integrated with a local girls' grammar school and another local secondary school to become the Bishop Gore Coeducational Comprehensive School. People aged 11 to 18 attend there, and what in the U.S. we would call junior high and high school, 7th through 12th grades. George Frederick Handel completed his oratorio Messiah on September 14th, 1741. The British Empire adopted the Gregorian calendar on September 14th, 1750. In the process, they skipped 11 days, as the previous day had been September the 2nd. We thought daylight saving time was confusing. On September 14, 1829, the Ottoman Empire signed the Treaty of Adrianople with Russia, ending the Russo-Turkish War. President William McKinley died after being mortally wounded on September 6th by the deranged anarchist Leon Czolgosz, spelled C-Z-O-L-G-O-S-Z, Leon Czolgosz. Vice President Theodore Roosevelt then stepped up to take the presidency. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, better known as OPEC, was founded on September 14, 1960. This is the birthday of American businesswoman Wendy Thomas, born September 14, 1961. She's the daughter of Dave Thomas, who was the founder of the fast food brand Wendy's. This is the birthday of English singer-songwriter Amy Winehouse, born September 14th, 1983. Oh, baby, she could belt out a song. Love that great big crazy hair she had, too. But she couldn't leave that booze alone and died of alcohol poisoning in 2011 at the tender age of 27. Penang Bridge, the longest bridge in Malaysia, connecting the island of Penang to the mainland, was opened to traffic on September 14th, 1985. Today's song is I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton, number 1 on September 14th, 1974. This song was written and originally released by Bob Marley in 1973, and there's a whole story around that, but we're talking today about Eric Clapton's cover of the song. A lot of people have stood on the beaches marveling as the tsunami of addiction overtook them, and it seems this was a particularly notable problem in the 70s. Beyond that, really, but we're talking about 1974 right now, and I imagine successful music artists were especially prone to this, given the lifestyle and all. Hats off to the ones who survived, sobered up, and got clean, because there sure were plenty who didn't, and we've mentioned some of those before. Eric Clapton struggled with addiction himself and didn't get much of anything at all done during that time. As he came out of that fog, he realized he'd wasted 3 years and started looking into getting back into the studio. His manager, Robert Stigwood, rented a place for Clapton to live in Golden Beach, Florida, not far from the Miami studio. The address of that rental was 461 Ocean Boulevard. 461 Ocean Boulevard. The album bearing that name was recorded from April to May of 1974 and released in late July, shortly after the single, I Shot the Sheriff, was released. As much as everyone loves Eric Clapton, I'm sure you'll be as surprised as I was to learn that this was his only U.S. #1 single to this day. I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton, #1 on September 14, 1974. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.